Erased Destiny 2, The Knower. Chapter 13, Under the Stars. As soon as they had left the city, Cyril threw the amulet ahead of him. His horse followed the trail of a piece of wood.
Wanna bet that Joanna has reported us missing or even kidnapped?
I bet we'll find the guards at the house. Mother won't be there, because she left for Sintra fearing for her life.
Laughing at the woman's hypersensitivity, the men set off for Wolf's Rome in good spirits. Relieved of the need to move his body, Jargon became lost in thought. Why did he get so attached to Marigold, who didn't suit him at all? Why did he force himself to be someone else for some girl, even if she was wonderful? He replayed the memories of their childhood in his head. The answer, although not immediately, began to crystallize in Jargon's mind. Marigold, she was always there for him. For him. She visited him, even though she didn't have to. He was sure she could easily find better playmates, just as crazy as she was. But Marigold visited her grumpy neighbor whenever she could. She showed him the world behind the fence his parents had built for him. Even if Jargon objected, even if he pretended not to want Marigold to accompany him, she dragged him along. Whatever they destroyed in their backyard, Marigold took the blame, as if the tears of someone else hurt her the most in the world. And Jargon never repaid her kindness. He didn't even thank his friend for what she had done for him. He broke her fingers. He couldn't admit his guilt. He lost Marigold before Etienne awoke in her. Cyril noticed that the boy's riding technique had improved significantly, which he attributed to the change of mount. Jargon maintained the correct body posture, naturally guiding Thunder without losing balance. On top of that, he was silent. Jargon rarely remained silent when they rode together. Cyril could read nothing on his son's face, as if the latter was not feeling much at the moment. He was thinking about something, pondering something, relying on an instinct he had not shown before. Suddenly, Jargon reined in his horse and galloped off. He was overcome by an insurmountable desire to change his life, preferably immediately, to break with his old habits, to set off on a journey from which there was no return. Cyril rode right behind him. Although Thunder proved to be more agile, Cyril made up for the deficiencies of his mount with his excellent riding technique. They stopped just outside the gate of their estate. The still, silent Jargon jumped off his horse and ran to the stable to get a rug. He didn't want the exhausted Putz-Key to get sick, and he wasn't going to spend more than 10 minutes at home. Still sitting on the back of his steed, Cyril watched the knower, who was walking towards him.
You're back. Where have you been? Such a long time.
Where have we been? I had to go away on business, and since you weren't at home, I left a letter on the desk. 2 days one way, 2 back, a few days there, and somehow the time flew by. Didn't you find the message?
It's my fault. I didn't find you at home. I found the letter, took it and followed you. I'm sorry.
Well, that explains everything. I apologize for the confusion, and here you are, for your trouble.
Cyril handed the woman several coins. She grumbled at the panicking women, took the money and rode off towards Sintra. Cyril looked at Jargon. His son took the blame on himself for the very first time in his life. He apologized.
Did you take my letter?
No. What do I need it for? I read it and left at your desk.
Cyril thought that drinking alcohol for a whole night had a strange effect on him. He started to see and hear things that did not exist. Not only Jargon took the blame for something, it was for something he didn't do. Just to solve the matter as quick as possible. Did the trip to Teardam change him so much? Cyril was even more grateful to Etienne, who didn't send Jargon away. Feeling his wife's reproachful gaze on him, Cyril said louder,
It was irresponsible of you. It's not the first time I've been away on business. That's my job.
Unwilling to argue outside, where any neighbor could hear them, Cyril went inside the house, followed by a rebuked and sulky Joanna. Instead of joining his parents in the dining room, Nathan went to his room through the window. He packed a few of his favorite clothes, some new acquisitions, 2 pairs of shoes, 3 blankets, and a towel into a small bag and went downstairs.
I'm moving out.
What? Where to?
To the winery. I want to become independent. Get a job. Meet some girls. But not boring ladies at even more boring tea parties. Normal ones.
Cyril choked on his wine. Since returning from Tirdam, he had only been drinking alcohol, as if trying to escape the reality around him. Trade expeditions, that's what was on his mind. How could he convince Etienne not to announce the lifting of sanctions to the whole world before Cyril secures the supply contracts? What could he offer her? Or rather, what would she ask for in return for the favor?
Shall I help you?
No need. I don't take much. Visit me once I'm done with making myself at home. Dad, one thing more. I would like to learn how to dance. How to dance like you do. So that my partner would appreciate it.
Jargon left, leaving his father amused and his mother surprised. New Jargon pursued his plans uncompromisingly, without asking anyone for permission or approval. The new Jargon appealed to Cyril more than he showed that. What a surprise it was for Jargon when he arrived at the bustling place. In his absence, Joanna had furnished the vineyard, all the necessary, and also unnecessary equipment, bedding, even elegant tableware for larger parties was there. The boy sneaked upstairs to the room he had previously chosen as his bedroom. The straw mattress had been replaced with a wide, soft bed. The wardrobe had been significantly expanded, and 2 chests of drawers had been added. The boy left the vineyard through the window, and, as part of improving his fitness, he walked instead of riding to Sintra. He wanted to run the short distance, but as soon as he had lost sight of the vineyard, he felt short of breath. The boy saw the sun setting and ran to the city architect to arrange his working hours and days off for his job with Everett. Then he went to the market to buy fruit for Marigold, who had probably forgotten about such a trifle in the hustle and bustle. With a basket full of apples, Nathan went to the court. He felt that Marigold was there. He used the moment of stillness to train his eyes, restoring his former sharpness of vision. Etienne, who had slept all day, went to the court for dinner. She checked the schedule, but wasn't assigned to any hearings, so she was glad to rest. She briskly marched into the dining room. She heard Liliana complaining about women who can't keep an eye on their own husbands. She noticed Martin, paler than usual and clearly not well rested. She saw Phineas having dinner. She sat down next to him.
How was your vacation? Did you rest well?
It was fine, but too short. Did I miss anything interesting?
No, not really, except for the panel being convened in your case.
A panel? What's that?
Phineas gave her his bread roll, as if she was no longer allowed to eat at the canteen. She looked around the room. No one paid attention to her except Phineas. She felt like she was in the palace, ruled by the 8. Everyone turned their heads when they saw her, treating her like a cloud of foul-smelling gas. Everyone except the guards, who found it hard to refrain from a routine search of the plague walking through the castle.
It's kind of an internal process. You're accused of murdering some youngster. His parents claim you killed him for regularly trashing your apartment.
I didn't kill any of those hooligans. Although I don't deny that they deserved to be taught a lesson. So when is my trial?
The Noahs hurriedly left the room, as if no one wanted to take on the defense of their wrongly accused colleague. Etienne watched them with narrowed eyes. She was at the top of the list of solved cases and ranked third in terms of attendance at trials. Her disappearance before the payment of the annual bonuses suited everyone. She looked at the place where Martin had sat and smiled. Ex-Seeker was still there, camouflaged. He waved to Marigold to assure her of his support.
Thanks for the information. I wanted to leave anyway, but not like this. I got a better job.
Better? It's hard to imagine. It's a shame, because I had the best time working with you.
We are a great team, that is for sure. I'll tell you a secret. I got a job at the palace. Better pay, more interesting cases. Wouldn't you take it?
I don't think so. There's too much politics and favoritism and not enough justice. Although I bet you'll fit right in. Good luck, Goldie. In everything.
She smiled at the judge. She heard the panting of tired Lester and the quiet footsteps of Alfred, who was as stiff as a board in the corridor, which made her smile even wider. Etienne hoped to show all the overconfident people employed at the court, especially not so polite Alfred, that not everything is as it looks like.
Marigold, good to see you. We've been waiting for you. You see, something not very pleasant has come up.
I am happy to see you too, because I have some important news for you. May I start?
Why don't we go upstairs to the judge's room?
Oh, no need for that yet. Would you like to take a look at this letter?
She handed Alfred the appointment as a military judge, signed by the Lady of the Crystal Palace. The man turned pale, then red, and finally his face turned slightly purple. He handed the scroll to Lester, and then to Phineas. Each of them was shocked by the news, although only Phineas had a kind of smile on his face. Lester sat down on the nearest chair and couldn't catch his breath for a long time.
So, what did you want to talk about? About this false accusation? I'll be happy to meet these people in the courtroom. When did the boy die?
We received the report on the third day of your vacation. The guards fished his body out of the river.
Oh, then I have more than enough witnesses to prove my innocence. As soon as I finished work, I went to Teardom, where I met with the Lady of the Crystal Palace. I'm sure she'll be happy to be called to the hearing. What are the penalties for defaming my good name? 5 years in the dungeon, if I remember correctly?
Yes, 5 years. Timothy is handling the case. I'll talk to him. As soon as the indictment is withdrawn, you can return to work. But your vacation isn't over yet. Did you drop by the court for dinner?
Phineas was having a conversation with Marigold. The other judges were clearly not in the mood, as if Marigold's appointment had made them unemployed.
When are you going to hand in your resignation?
Do I have to? I'm handling one case for the palace. I'll find time to help you, at least this month. You know, this is a pretty sudden change for me too. I need some time to get used to my new role. And you need to find someone to replace me.
I'm counting on your help in 3 days. I have a hopeless disappearance on the docket. The case is stuck. We need your skills and experience.
Winning this battle came so easily to Etienne that she was surprised herself. No one tried to argue with her, accuse her of falsifying a document, or question the legality of appointing a minor as a judge. Walking down the corridor, Etienne hummed a song, one of the songs Fidelis had once taught her. She was in a particularly good mood, and the night was just beginning. Martin, who recognized the familiar melody, went out to meet his younger colleague. He congratulated her on her promotion and sincerely wished her good luck. The other Noahs pretended not to know Marigold.
Apple,
Jargon? What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for you, as you can see. I thought you'd be too busy to shop, so I did it for you. Here you are. I moved to the vineyard. Come over if you want and have a free afternoon. Good night, Marigold Anetian.
We have to celebrate your move out. And thank you for the fruits.
He handed her the basket of food, bowed like a gentleman, and left the surprised girl alone. He thought about maybe offering to walk her home, but didn't want to stress Marigold with his presence. Through the window, he noticed the indescribable mess in the girl's apartment, and if he had gone with her, she would have had to explain the mess to him somehow. A smile appeared on Nathan's lips. All he had to do was work on himself, and the relationship with Etienne would take care of itself. As soon as she entered the apartment, Etienne remembered that it had been vandalized before her departure, and that she had told Uzumayat to solve the problem, which could have ended with the death of one of the vandals. She gathered the things lying on the bed so that she would have somewhere to rest her head. She was about to take off her robe when she heard a knock on the window. Uzumayat wouldn't knock.
Lena, is something wrong?
The last time Lena visited Marigold at a rather indecent hour, the bandits had kidnapped Topaz.
No, nothing. May I come in for a moment?
Etienne looked around the room, which resembled a beach after a storm, and sighed heavily. She never found time to clean up in the rush of work. And in contrary to what was expected of him, the demon was not very good at keeping things tidy. He was good at sweeping and washing, even at doing the laundry, but he couldn't organize anything properly.
Goldie, I think there's been a mistake. You paid Topaz much more than you should have. I came to give you back that money.
No mistake. That was the mission budget, and I divided it fairly.
Topaz told me a little about this expedition. He didn't do much, certainly less than you. You shouldn't.
If you want to repay me, help me find a new place to live. Somewhere close, but not in Sintra itself. You see, what kind people do during each of my absences.
Etienne gave Lena a meaningful look. However, Lena was deep in thought and did not react to the signs.
Are you in a hurry to find a house?
Very much so.
And I don't know if I should even be suggesting something like this to you, but in the forest, half an hour ride from Sintra, there's cottage of Topaz's grandma. It hasn't been lived in since the old lady died, so it's probably not in the best condition.
Great! When can I move in?
Lena blushed, more than when she tried to persuade Marigold to accept part of the overpaid salary. She covered her face with a scarf. Her pregnancy became even more visible this way. Walking to Sintra must have cost Lena a lot of effort.
I'll talk to Topaz. You will go to the mayor and he will reassign the cottage to you. But first I have to clean up there.
Don't bother cleaning. That's what demons are for, not humans. Thanks, Lena. You've helped me a lot. I would teleport you home, but it's forbidden when you're pregnant. How are you going to get back?
I'll stay at the inn for the night. I didn't think that walking could be so tiring. With Nico, everything took less effort. Good night, Goldie.
The third thing in the morning, after breakfast and cleaning the apartment, Marigold intended to visit Topaz. The hunter got there first. He was waiting for her under the courthouse, smiling, relaxed, as if a large sum of money had solved all his problems. It certainly improved the condition of his clothes. Together, they went to house, hoping to find the girl there. They were not mistaken. The young woman temporarily acting as an assistant to the mayor Melissa was sunbathing on a bench in the garden. At the sight of Marigold, she jumped up and ran the distance between them.
I forgot to thank you yesterday. It's great that you stood up for us. It's great that Dad will be back soon. And in general, that he won't be beheaded.
I promised that, didn't I? Will you help us with the formalities of transferring the property?
Sure, it's easy. Do you have the property deed?
Topaz handed the document to Hume, who glanced at it and said in a cheerful voice,
To the town hall, then. We'll issue a paper for the archive there, draw up a new property deed for Marigold, and we're done. Come on, I'll serve you out of turn.
They passed the petitioners, waiting in the corridor, past Uriel's wife, counting the toll due, past the obese officials shuffling between rooms, and went to the map department. Placed Topaz's paper title on the table, took the map containing the property in question off the shelf, and sent the woman working in the next room to the archive.
I would go myself, but I get lost in the archive all the time. It's not a big land, and it's in the forest.
And that's its biggest advantage. No more living in Sintra.
15 minutes later, with a set of documents on the table, proceeded to draw up the official letters. But no sooner had she started writing than she said,
Topaz, will you come here?
She showed the man one document, then another and another. All of them had been brought from the archive, bearing dates, stamps, and 3 colored lines.
But how did this happen? I didn't know anything about it. I didn't receive any of these documents.
Wait a minute. I'll sort this out with the tax office.
Etienne walked over to the table. Next to the inheritance certificate were letters demanding payment of outstanding land and property taxes, 3 sets of documents, and finally, a notice of the city's acquisition of the land. While Topaz wondered how it was possible that Mayor of Sintra had gotten his hands on his property without his knowledge, depriving him of the land that had belonged to his family for at least 50 years, Tien pondered what to do. She did not understand the markings on the map. She did not know the status of the land and whether she could simply buy it back from the city.
The deeds were delivered to the property in question. The officials did not find anyone on site 3 times in a row, so they considered the house abandoned. Didn't you report your place of residence when you took over the inheritance?
I don't know. I don't remember. A lot was going on at the time. Grandma's death, Nico's birth.
To the archive, then.
An employee brought in the inheritance acceptance document that had been drawn up at the town hall a few years earlier. The 3 of them started reading the document.
See? Empty box. You didn't give an address. The tax collector didn't know where to look for you. Didn't it occur to you that no one in the town is claiming the money? You could have come and explained the situation, because now it's too late. The land has been resold to Cyril, I assume, because everything in that area belongs to him.
Are there other parcels for sale? Outside of Sintra, of course.
I don't know. The properties within the city are administered by us, so I can give you a full list of sales and auctions, but outside the city. The tax department deals with cases similar to this one, so they could give us some leads, but everything there drags on for months. Besides, to sell anything that belongs to the city, an auction has to be organized. According to the regulations, from the announcement of the auction to its holding, there must be.
Etienne thanked Umme for her help and left the room. All that remained was to use the old, tried and tested methods: appropriation, conquest, and, as a last resort, moving somewhere closer to the palace. Topaz ran after Marigold. He started to apologize to her, but she didn't want to listen to his regrets. She spread her wings and flew over the increasingly irritating city. She was doomed to live in it for the next few days, or maybe even months. Maybe not. Jargon offered her accommodation in his vineyard, and Cyril dreamed of deliveries to Teardam. Feeling that she would reach an agreement with the merchant much faster, Etienne flew to Wolf's Rome.